that should be that set up with the go live button pressed. Alright. So, we left off, not at a game crash, but at my Wi-Fi dying and being very, 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 very stubborn about coming back on. I suspect my cat Wi-Fi witched me the way I usually Wi-Fi witch my brother. She walked across my router and then everything died. We were in desperate search of civilization. And by civilization, I mean people that will actually be friendly towards us and not just people that'll try and kill me immediately for basically no good reason. Okay, where was I? I think I had a quest I was trying to follow that I think might lead me to people. Oh, right. Also, I ran across... Hello? I've been talking to... Fuck. There was a guy here. And now I have a broken gong. And I'm so confused. Okay. That's a quest item. Great. Old Steel Fang. Taking damage increases armor by 25% for 3 seconds. I mean, that's great. But now I'm over carry capacity. Again. I really, really desperately need civilization. Oh. Nope, we're just dropping all of them. There. Now it's still over carry. Wait, god fucking damn it. Okay. I don't need 2 pairs of linen pants. I guess I don't need these. Can I just eat a couple things and be okay? Not really. Okay. We'll get rid of you and you. And you and you and you and you and you. And... still carrying too much. These are quest items. So are these. So is the 2-pound gong I picked up that was where a person was when I closed the game. I'm so confused. Okay. I need to get rid of stuff. Weapons are probably the easiest thing to get rid of, but they're also the most valuable things I have. I guess we'll get rid of the daggers. There. Back to desperately heading in this direction because maybe civilization that doesn't want to kill me. And maybe I can actually sell shit. But what the hell happened to the guy I was literally over here talking to, who then just, like, there were still other dialogue options. I didn't engage in every dialogue option with him because I didn't want to do it off stream. And now... Angry Willow is very angry. Listen, Bio, I understand that. The intention had only just been to play back up to where I was, when we got out of the demo. Which did happen. The problem was that so many things came flying at me at once I actually landed on the shore that that the dopamine rush that comes from seeing quests pop up, yes, that was what I was getting at. Was the intention had my intention versus what actually happened, two very different things. But to basically catch you up on what you missed, bears are scary. I can give hearts and brains to shrines for boots and cloaks. Am I over carry weight again? I've got to be over carry weight again. And as much as I want to just keep putting points in spirituality because it gets me more magic, I can't actually just put points in spirituality because apparently I need endurance for some of the gear I want to use. But yeah, apparently bears in this game, super scary, very lethal. I have not met a single person that has not wanted to kill me. Except for... Remember the guy in the prison who I threw a fireball at, going, like, oh, you're probably, like, you're saying all sorts of cryptic shit. You're probably essential. It's probably fine if I throw the... And then I was surprised when he didn't stay alive. Turns out, definitely didn't successfully kill him, because he was the guy I was staring straight in the face when I ended the last stream because of my cat, and I don't know how he's, one, not dead, and two, I don't know how he's here instead of on Prison Island, and I really don't know why they left a gong in his place. But yay, people that aren't trying to kill me. Can I sell you things? Oh, hello. Sir? Sir. Okay. You know, I have tried so hard to find civilization and you won't even talk to me. Look at how much map I discovered just trying to find somewhere to sell shit. And instead, I find all these side quests and no one I can sell anything to. I've got level ups I need to take. Excuse me, sir, will you talk to me?
What do you want? Who are you?
I spoke with a man named Kendall, who's a ghost at a shrine I was trying to pray to because I wanted boots. I think.
Bloody hell. Not another ghost. Leave me alone. I swear if you don't leave me alone, I'll kill you.
Huh. So, apparently, some other attributes give me different dialogue options. That's neat. So, because I don't see well enough, and I don't get my eyes checked, I can't say calm down, I only want to help. Because I haven't been lifting weights, I can't say I've seen how people haunted by ghosts can end up. You really don't want to be in their shoes, so you better speak up. Instead, I can just say I've got his remains.
Take this away from me. Don't you know this kind of thing tends to bring bad luck? I don't want to see him again.
Again?
I went there one evening. Gods only know why. I could feel something odd. Like I had Kendall thrashing around in my head already, calling to me. I've never been a godly man, you know. One time I visited a shrine, and look what that got me. A ghost hovering over my head. I dug around a bit looking for Kendall's remains. Then I heard howling, got scared and ran away. At first, I thought it was a wild animal, or some weird beast. Thinking about it now, I guessed it must have been Kendall. He was letting me know he was coming. Damn him.
You went looking for his remains, and I brought you his remains. I fail to see the problem here.
All right, I went there. And Kendall didn't say a thing about a burial at sea. All he said was that he won't know peace until he takes me with him to the underworld. I may be old, but I don't want to go there yet. The idea terrifies me. Now I see what he's up to. He's using you to remind me of his threat.
Why haunt you and not the rest of your friends, whose names he can't even remember?
That's because he trusted me the most, and I was the one who let him down. When push came to shove, I blew it. Tagden was arguing for the bandits to only take Kendall, and I didn't make a peep. I still remember the way Kendall was looking at me when they were slitting his throat.
And you're the only one that still feels guilty about this?
I don't know. Tagden and Finley seem fine, but I've felt bone-crushing guilt ever since it happened. Wouldn't you be wondering if you could have done something more than just beg for mercy? Finley lost his tongue, Tagden his hand, and me, now I'm an old hobbler missing a leg. We all have wounds to remind us of what happened until the day we die. And that's why we decided to never tell a soul. Please, take his remains away from here. Maybe say a good word about me to his ghost. My years of guilt must surely be enough penance.
Sure. Please tell me I don't have to run all the way back to that shrine to do that. I do. What part of I need... Is there... Excuse me, Berg, is there anyone in this town I can sell things to? Literally anyone. Oh, you look like a merchant.
Bugger off. Unless you've already bought from Orla. Then just bugger off.
Who's Orla?
I wouldn't mind knowing that myself. She stole a lucrative business contract out from under me and my family. And made herself at home here. Damn those Timberwall merchants. Everyone's always yammering about Timberwall. Timber this, timber that. Bugger them all. Remember, good business, only with Quanacht. Fair prices, no bullshit. I just told you, a business contract. It's an agreement, two sides. One sells, the other pays. Sometimes you can also exchange material goods, a barter transaction. But anyway, it fell through. The captain'd rather deal with that woman. Good riddance to him. Well, it's all water under the bridge now.
Okay, so you're from there.
Yes, Quanacht. From a merchant family, to be specific. Though I've always wanted to join the Royal Geography.
You don't look like you're from a merchant family, no offense.
But I broke my leg, badly enough that I couldn't travel anymore. After the accident, I was stuck at home, sitting on my ass and looking after the books. It was driving me crazy. Not what I wanted from life. When that contract I told you about fell through, I stayed here for a bit. Lost track of time. My brother got worried, so he came looking for me. I told him I'm not going back empty-handed. So he said we might as well do business here then. He helped me set up the shop, and left for home.
And the Royal
You've heard of them?
Geographers?
They're a guild of explorers, dating back to the age of legends. They travel across Avalon, documenting all the lost and forgotten places, crawling through hidden caves, discovering old ruins. That's what LSA and I dreamed of. Though, only one of us got to live it.
Okay, who's LSA?
Well, a friend from back home. It was a long time ago. We were both snot-nosed kids who didn't know any better. We'd run around Connacht, drawing maps of every corner we could find. And on the farms, LSA insisted on marking every stone in the fields. My mother used to get on my ass for wasting so much paper and charcoal. Good times.
The guy who voices this merchant voiced someone in Skyrim, and I can't figure out who it is.
She got in with the geographers, started running errands for them. Well, it was right after my accident. I might have acted a bit rashly. Said some things I shouldn't have. You know how it goes. We stopped talking, and then she left Connacht. Haven't seen her since. First thing I did when I arrived was ask the locals what this village is called. And they just said, wait for it, the village. There's also a sunken village nearby. So I asked them what that one was called, and they said, the sunken village. So I asked what it was called before it was flooded, and they told me, the village. How do you even work with that?
I mean, that's very fair.
Long enough to know what sells. Not that I'd mind having a wider selection of goods, you know. Some more options on offer. But people here don't need much, so what you see is all I have. Then there's the refugees. For now, I guess they're good business. But long term, doubt it. Sooner or later they'll run out of money. They don't have any way to earn it since no one wants them here. They'll get kicked out, or they'll just leave and not come back. But there'll be others around to keep the businesses running, more or less.
Okay. These people are the kinds of people that would name their dog's dog and call it a day. But to be fair, so is Hawk in Dragon Age 2. So... okay. Spyglass allows scouting. Probably wouldn't be a bad thing to own, and it does weigh nothing. Maybe. I'll think about it. Lots of fish. Unsurprising in a fishing town. Ooh, lockpicks. I could probably use more of those, but let's try and sell some of my stuff first. He doesn't appear to have, like, a money total. So I'm thinking I can probably just sell shit and be content with that. Okay. So this bonking stick does look really nice, and in theory would bonk super well. But I don't use bonky weapons, so we can get rid of that. Similarly, I don't use stabby weapons, and I don't have strength or dexterity. This increases my spell power by 10, but I don't like it as much as my Essence Chandler. So you can have that. You can have all the daggers. And the amputation knife. I don't need that either. And I'm never going to get to 7 strength. So you can have the bone club. And you can have Well, the arrows really aren't worth much, so I'll hold on to those. They weigh pretty much nothing anyway. Magic. Doesn't have a weight, so I don't need to worry about selling it in the first place. Armor. Have these looter masks. They're not really worth much, but still. And this silk hat. I'm gonna keep the fancy outfit. I don't know if enchanting's a thing I can do in this game. But I want something flashy in the event that it is. I did find a lot more magic than I did last time, yes. To be fair, I also found a lot of things in my mad quest to attempt to locate a merchant. Okay, I'm keeping that. I can get rid of the red priest stuff. I'm not going to cosplay as a fisherman. Don't need that. Obviously, I'm going to keep the Camelot nobleman's stuff over the normal nobleman's stuff. I don't need a villager shirt. Don't need a villager dress. Don't need red priest gauntlets. And I don't need any unenchanted pants or shoes. Okay. Next. Rings. The Geographer's Ring would be nice because movement speed does impact my magic, but it's only when I'm not in combat that applies, so it wouldn't actually be practical for being in fights. That's just free money. Ring of Toughness. I keep forgetting I could just put on the Ring of Carry slightly more. You have the Athlete's Ring, though. When a soul stone, charge a soul stone with each kill. When it's fully charged, 10, the soul stone is destroyed and fully heals the player's health and mana. That seems largely useless. Goodbye. Still don't know how to use relics. Lots of potions. Lots of food. I was wondering if you'd catch my use of the word slightly there. I also have lots of random documents. And a bunch of books with recipes. Oh, and things I need to sit at a bonfire to figure out what the fuck they are. The last time I sat at a bonfire to figure out what things were, it was a necklace on top of a stick. Sorry, not necklace, potion on top of a stick. And somehow my character couldn't figure that out without Arthur telling her. Okay. Who else is in this village? Because I might as well get, like, all the quests before I go out of my way to go back and deal with things. Hello? 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 Taking anything there would be stealing. That would be stealing. Fair. But is it really stealing if the owner of the house just doesn't want to talk to you? Yes, it's still stealing, Willow. Why do none of you people want to talk to me?
Bloody hell, look at this. The old place is in a shambles. Bunch, they do nothing but shuffle around, stare at walls, and sleep under leaking roofs. Can't even hammer a nail properly. I'm telling you, if I was still working here, this place wouldn't be falling apart. Ah, but I'm not. Oh, shite. I can't even stand to look at it, let alone live here.
And who are you? What you want? You another one of Durar's freeloaders?
Dura?
What do you take me for? A senile old idiot? I know that my boy keeps sending all of you little pissheads to snoop around his old man. Oh, how worried he must be. Ho ho.
How did you all get it into your stupid heads that I am ill, huh? That's bullshit. Everyone's going on about how old Gabon's gonna keel over anytime soon. And me? Still here, ain't I? Arseholes. I'm old enough to know what I'm talking about. I served my time. I've lived my life. Now you can all kiss my arse. So there.
Correct, Bio. Your Honor, in my defense, the man didn't even talk to me before I broke into his house and stole all his earthly possessions. Truth.
I swear, each one's dumber than the last. Listen, they wanted Heaver, that healer from the keep, to come here. He did. They wanted him to look me over. He did. Then he just threw up his hands, mumbled something to himself, and that was it. Hell, I should have been an healer. Wouldn't mind going around being a pain in everyone's arse for a living. These herbs. No idea what they're for. Heber said he doesn't know what's wrong with me. So there's no illness. I'm fit as a fiddle.
Ah, good thing that at least the one guy who hangs around, Finley's the name, doesn't nag me all the time.
So, Finley's your caregiver?
Are you digging a little deep, aren't you? Bring me a drink, and I'll consider talking.
Okay. Have an L.
So, what was your question?
Hold on. Finley is not my caregiver. He's my helper at most.
Hey, first of all, I'm not a cripple who needs a decrepit dimwit running round after me.
Secondly, do you know the problem with having a helper who's mute? He doesn't bloody talk.
I mean, it's not all bad. At least I don't have to listen to even more bullshit. He puffs up like a marshmallow every time he tries to say something. But I don't understand shit.
So you're...
You sure have a lot of questions. Grab me a drink first, then we'll see.
How much alcohol am I going to have to ply you with, sir? Have a whiskey.
So, what was your question?
You're...
That's what he says anyway. But yeah, he's my blood. Eager like me. And look at that bulbous nose. Won't disown what's clearly mine. But I ain't gonna talk with a stranger.
Father and son together in Horns of the South must be rare.
It's like half the blighters here don't have working peckers. Or they've never even touched a woman.
I mean, that's certainly a claim.
Are you digging a little deep, aren't you? Bring me a drink, and I'll consider talking.
Oh my gosh. For fuck's sake, have an L.
So, what was your question?
You see, back in the day, being a keeper was a serious business. Now, don't even get me started. You used to come here with a mission, not to run away from your bloody mother.
Nowadays, lads get brought here by their own kin when they've had enough of them, or they think the Orns can hide them from the law.
No, back in my day there was none of this scum. I came here to serve. My girl cried when I left her, but I've always known this is where I wanted to be. How was I supposed to know she had a bloody bun in the oven? By the time the wean was born, I was already planning the lighthouse's construction.
So he came here for
Heck knows
you.
what he came here for. That's not my problem anymore, and I don't stick my nose in anyone else's business.
Why the sudden interest? Maybe if you bring me a drink, I'll humour you.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Ah. So, what was your question?
He might not be sick, but he's sure as hell gonna die of alcohol poisoning by the time this conversation's over. Yeah. I was kind of thinking the same thing, Bio.
Trust me, it's been a long time since I liked, well, anybody. I liked me brothers in arms back in my glory days. Good lads, every damn one of them. Tough as nails, loyal to a fault. The kind of men you'd want beside you in the darkest holes of Avalon. But they're gone now, all of them. The old captain got it in his head to send us down to rediscover some mouldy tunnels under the keep. Damn fool mission that was. We went in together, but I was the only one to come back out. I can still see all their faces when I close my eyes. A hard loss it was, but I'm still here. Like some days I wonder why.
Tell me about those tunnels, she says, expecting I'm about to have to hand you a drink. Yep.
Hand me a drink, and I'll answer. Maybe. So, what was your question?
Tell me about the tunnels.
Those tunnels, right. Well, me and the lads went down there to check if we could repurpose them under the Hordes. Damn fool mission that was. But here wasn't just some empty caves. There were monsters, straight out of Age of Legends. Sick stuff. Stuff that get under your skin. Looked like... hell. Memory's all twisted up now. Like a bloody nightmare mixed with shadows that don't belong.
But that's called alcohol.
More? Speak with Fergus. He's in charge of this shit show now. Now, I propose a toast to those lost souls. This one's on me.
To your brother in arms.
Please, you say. Problem is, sometimes I think they never died. They haunt me in my dreams, you know. Bloody bastards. I swear I wanted to go back and retrieve their bodies. But our late captain, like Grindelows piss on his grave, forbade me from going back. But when I drink, I usually pass out, and then I don't remember my dreams. So, I drink. My brothers deserved better.
Okay. Okay, so you don't think you set him up. He became your commander. Was it Envy? Were you fighting? Yes. Did he change when he became commander? Yes. Okay. So you didn't think he was fit for the role? Hard yes. Okay. No. Was he closer to Kendall? Okay, he was. Were they in cahoots? You don't know. Okay. Thanks, that's all. The game told me to say you helped me a lot. I don't believe that for a second. Okay. What an exciting looking tavern. Everyone looks so pleased.
Who are you? Another refugee?
Oh, you're the one that lost his hand.
This place is already crawling with your lot. It's like a Camelosian privy after a feast. In my day, you only saw old, familiar faces round here. And maybe we didn't all love each other. But a local is a local. It was easier to share with others. even when you didn't have much.
I'm not a refugee.
That's so. Fine. Whatever you say. But yeah, I could see that you don't really look like one of them. Just pass them through then. Shame it had to be now. Not so long ago, we'd have sat down and had a drink with the rest of the lads. Now I come here alone.
I spoke with Berg. He told me about Kendall.
Berg told you about Kendall. Why the hell did he do that?
Well, he's being haunted.
Kendall's what? You're telling me a ghost comes to him at night, knocking about and not letting him sleep? Shit! I sure wasn't expecting that. Hell, if you ask me, that entire thing was done and dusted long ago.
But not for Berg. Can you tell me more about what happened?
Shit happened. That's all. Kendall got promoted to Lance Corporal. He was strutting about like a fancy lady in a new petticoat. One day, he said, "We've got a job to do. All 4 of us." We were ambushed. Berg cracked. Same with Finley. Me, I had to act. That's it. That's the story.
Berg mentioned that you set Kendall up.
Listen, kid. You better stop talking out of your ass. You weren't there. And I was. And Berg, Finley too. I saved our lives.
It looks like you weren't happy about him becoming
Wasn't
your
about
commander.
that, but about who deserved that promotion. I never thought it should have been me, mind you. Kendall was an arse-licker. If the captain told him to shit himself, he'd have done it. Standing to attention. Berg deserved the promotion. He was strong as a horse, best at fighting, and first of us to come to the horns. The rest came a bit later, though we were all still kids. Anyway, Finley thought the same.
You traded your friend's life for your own. Not very honorable.
Where did you dig that wisdom out of? Your arse? Or did you deduce it from Berg's sob story? Or did Kendall's damn ghost tell you we did something bad? Don't talk to me about honor. Now get out of my sight. I've had enough of this bullshit.
How was the keep when you served?
Orderly. No damn rabble begging at the gates and eating us at a house.
Get out of my face. Okay, let's talk about something else instead.
Back then, sure, civilians came and went. But housing them, feeding them? We had a rule. No freeloading. But I guess that went out the window, along with our pride.
What do you mean you lost your pride?
It used to mean something to be a keeper. You could come in off the streets and keepers would make a man out of you. Now, a bunch of spoiled lordlings sold off to Brandon by their daddies for a bag of gold. Treated like they're made of glass. Soft, weak, the lot of them. What's there to be proud of? You watch your damn mouth. We did everything we could. I've said it before. We need a whole damn army to keep this region in check. And besides, how do you know these leeches are even telling the truth? Every village wiped out. Just like that. Give me a break. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Fair enough.
You asking me? They came here and made themselves at home. I ain't talking to any of them. Do you see anything interesting around here? There's this tavern, and plenty of fish in the sea. Decent place to retire, but not much else. Well, if you're that all.
Okay. So we've got...
You remember Sewell Firstfoot's tomb? Used to be a popular pilgrimage spot, but ever since the flooding, nobody's been out there.
Yeah, it's a damn shame. The whole...
Oh. You have a name, so you probably have a quest. You have a really unique appearance, so you almost certainly have a quest.
Excuse me, could you get me a clean glass? And
I'm sorry, but who are you?
my name is Alyssa Murray, and I'm here with my husband, a very important cloth merchant. But surely you must have heard about our family. Not to brag, but we are rather prominent. I am famed amongst Camelot's courtiers for throwing the most magnificent feasts.
Your dress is, unique.
Thank you. I designed it myself. I wanted to blend in with the people of the South. The savage tribes, the brave lightkeepers. I wanted to make an homage to them with my new style, and I do believe I've succeeded. I can feel everyone here gazing at me with awe.
Yeah, that's a word.
Give it a few weeks and everyone here will be trying to copy me. It happens in Camelot all the time. It's almost insufferable. Well, my Duncan is here on business, of course. A very important contract with the Lightkeepers. I decided to accompany him because I have never been to the South, and I've heard so much about its wild, untamed beauty. So far, it's turned out to be terribly dull. And the smell! Pray, tell me, do you know anyone here who would run a small errand for me?
I could. For a price.
Oh, of course. You know, I've always found talking about money so distasteful. But needs must, I suppose. Don't worry, you'll be handsomely rewarded.
What
You
needs to
see,
be done?
I've had my eye on this beautiful abandoned estate overlooking the sea. It's not very far from here, but it's far enough away from all this rabble. If we stay here for a while, I need a place for myself. You understand that, right? The problem is that the manor appears to have some occupants, not legal ones, mind you, who need to be evicted. Forcibly, if there's no other way. You'll do it for me, won't you, dear? Splendid! I can't wait to start decorating. Maybe something nautical, to go with the sound of the waves crashing on the cliffs? Or do you think that's a trifle trite?
Okay. I do kind of want to do that. That sounds like player housing to me.
Hello, child. You look competent enough. I
For
can
what?
see that you're not of noble blood.
Rude.
Oh, no need to tell me that. I have chosen the children of aristocrats from all over Avalon. Fortunately for you, my opinion of them is not particularly high. Oh, and you don't look like one of the locals. Are you a visitor? Or an adventurer?
Let's see. What's it to you?
You can talk. Now, I'm sure we'll get along. My name is Lady Elaine. I oversee the Farshire Library, the greatest collection of books in this part of Avalon.
Okay, so what are you doing here?
Biding my time until a brave adventurer with a death wish comes along and asks if there's anything they can help me with.
What do you need?
Oh, surprising. I'm looking for someone who will help me find a certain artifact. So, are you interested, child?
I need to know the details first.
I came to the Horns of the South because I found a fascinating book. It referred to a certain object. A figure, most likely. which has the ability to dispel the wordness like a menhir can. Apparently, it can be found on the ship called Andraste, which sank over 100 years ago somewhere in this area.
Andraste?
However, when I asked
As in
those
Dragon
men
Age's Bride of the
they
Maker?
just laughed at me. They said that the Andraste wasn't carrying anything of value, and even if it was, they wouldn't freeze their butts off in those chilly waters.
Tell me about the book.
The Last Voyage of the Andraste by Elvis the Lightkeeper. He was one of the more notable keepers. In his waning years, he became an adjutant to Captain Lex. But it's best if you read it yourself. You can read, can't you? But just be very careful. This is a very rare publication. Read it very carefully, and after you're done, come to me, and I'll tell you more. A deal?
Fine, could you hand me the book, my lady?
And they say young people don't want to learn anything. Come on, chop, 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 get to reading.
Alright. It was not a good place, especially not for humans. The odd instruments used for God knows what, the signs written in strange language, and the disturbing figure. To this day, the mere memory of it makes me shiver. And to think that all of this was, and maybe still is, lurking so close to the horns of the south. If you ask me, they should bury the entrance to that mine and seal it forever. I tried to convince Captain Lex not to take anything from those accursed chambers, but he wouldn't listen. The four-armed figure didn't look like all that much to me. But I could see how alluring it was to the captain. It reminded me of those strange menhirs I've heard about from the inland villagers. Only not so impressive in stature. On the captain's orders, we threw the cargo in the hold and steered towards the Isle of the Dead and its island asylum. Isle of the Dead, writing those words and reflecting on everything that happened afterwards, I realized how cruel the name is. I was wrenched from my musings by a roaring sound, almost like a clap of thunder, knocked me off my feet, flinging me at the mast like a rag doll. It took a while for me to realize that something had hit the bottom of the ship, something huge. Water flooded the deck. People were running around screaming, well, at least those who hadn't already been thrown overboard earlier. I had no idea what was happening. Did Nolly ram us into some rocks? Then came another blow, this time port side. That's when I saw her. Every sailor in the South has heard stories about the terror of the deep, and there she was, her scally body gleaming before my eyes for only a moment. But it was a sight I will never forget as long as I live. The ship was sinking, yet I could not stop staring at the spot where I'd seen the sea monster. A moment later, a piece of the mast hit me in the head, and I lost consciousness. To this day, I don't know whether I owe my survival to the will of the gods, a twist of fate, or the whim of the monster. Why me? Was I chosen to tell the story? And if so, then that is what I shall do, and I humbly offer my thanks to forces I cannot comprehend for giving me a chance to fulfill this task. Okay.
And? Have you read The Last Voyage of the Andraste?
Yeah, sounds like the ship got Ursula'd.
Oh, splendid, splendid. Oh, it's an excellent book, don't you think? Now, let's test your reading comprehension. According to Elvis the Lightkeeper, in the mine near the Horns of the South, they found something that they took with them on the ship. Do you remember what that was, child?
It's a figurine. Well, figure, technically, not figurine.
And you're telling me you've read it? By the... Oh, come back when...
I did read it.
Good.
But they
Let's
called it a
try
figure,
again.
not a figurine, so...
That's right. This is the artifact I'm looking for. One that might be vital to repelling the wordness. According to Elvis's description, the figure is smaller than a menhir, and light enough that they were able to catch. Were it small, it would probably have been placed in Captain Lex's good. Now, what was the Andraste's destination?
Island Asylum.
Correct. Be very careful with what I'm about to tell you. But some believe that the Red Priests are dedicated to studying the wordless.
They are.
Instead of the Red Dead. Captain Lex must have thought they'd pay him generously for a Fordwell artifact. Last question. What sang the Andraste?
Sea monster.
Yes, you did well, child. I can see that you were paying attention. According to Elvis, but if you want to know more, ask your keeper friend. Now, all you need to do is find the wreck of the Andron. Oh, if only I knew. It must have happened somewhere on the way. In the halls of the South Museum, there are some extremely interesting books and documents lying around and collecting dust. Can you imagine having such? Among them, you'll find the Andraste's logbook, which was saved by Elvis. I've read it, of course, but I know nothing about sailing. I'm sure go to the haunts of the South Museum, read the logbook, and then tell me.
Yeah, we'll do that in a bit. First, I want to poke my head in every room in the inn.
Pier from Kid. You mean the old pier? Well, why is it called that? Don't know. A lot has been happening here lately. Plenty of new faces. People come and go and the regulars drinking. Hey, not here, obviously. You won't see your old man here unless your name's Dara. Mine sent me here because he hoped I'd make something out of my life. He never wanted me to pour a beer and look at the same tired mugs day in, day out, but as it turned, I got mauled by a weird beast during a hunt, and after that, the captain decided I wasn't any good for active service, so he sent me here. I was bored out of my mind, and since there wasn't one here, I decided...
Oi, Noel, what if I pulled Excalibur from that stone, but it broke, but only at the tip? Would I still get to be king, or not?
You're so daft, Randall. Some magical lass living in a lake gave the king the sword when he broke his own bashing four-armed skulls.
So, the one in the stone, what's that called? It's not Excalibur, is it?
Nah, the one in the stone was called, don't know. Sword in the stone, I guess.
Sod it, whatever. So, if I pulled the sword in the stone from the, stone, and it broke, but only a little, would I still get to be king?
What? No. You'd have to pull out all of it. Only the one who pulls out the sword gets to be king, yeah? Not the one who pulls out a bit of the sword.
Wait, but if you have a sword and it breaks, do you tell everyone that you have a sword, or that you have a piece of the sword? Besides, you can always take it to the smith and he can fix a new tip.
But if he fixes
wondering
a new
if you could
tip,
shout
it
at
won't be
them.
the same sword.
Are you off your knocker? How's it not the same sword? So, what is it now?
Are they about to have the great
plowshare?
ship of Theseus argument?
Listen, just listen to me. You've got it all wrong. You've got a sword, right? And then the tip breaks off, so you attach a new one, right? But then, let's just say it breaks again.
That's one shitty sword you have there.
Now, listen to me. Now, damn it. It breaks off, so you fix it with a new piece again. And then it happens again, and again, and again. Until you finally get yourself a whole new blade from the smith. So get this. If the whole blade was replaced, is it still the same sword?
Well, no, it isn't.
there you have it. You just need to be, what's the word? Rational.
Fine, fine. Now let's have a drink. My throat's drier than a priestess' purse.
See, now you sound rational.
Okay, now that you're done with your debate, can I talk to either of you? Nope. Okay, bye! But, Calburn, by the way. Ooh, are these quests? Warning, unauthorized entry to the castle grounds will be strictly punished. Please refrain from bringing any more gifts of bread. Seagulls are already enough of a nuisance. Okay, that's not a quest. Fishing records. I beg you, please don't take everything we own. We may be refugees, but that doesn't mean our belongings are for anyone to take. Ouch! Right, she was found on the beach. Please pick it up at the tavern and bring proof that you own the left one. Okay, I like that notice. Okay. Wooden Villa. Dreaming of owning property by the sea? Welcome to Driftwood Hollow, where the charm is salty, the houses are ventilated, and the views are most unobstructed by the collapsing pier. Every home here has a story to tell, mainly about leaky roofs, creaky floors, and ghosts who might cover your heating bill. Buy now before seagulls claim squatters' rights. I don't have 20,000 gold, and if I'm being honest, doesn't really look like it's worth 20,000 gold. And I don't have an infinite duplication glitch to get me the money instantly, so I think you're out of luck. Also, where's it saying I need to go to kill things? This way! To go do my community service for a rich lady. And maybe get a house just outside of town. That's not just outside of town, lady. I mean, I suppose maybe what we do is we gauge it based off what rich ladies' house with freeloaders looks like. Because maybe the house she's clamoring for is also a dumpster fire, in which case that's just all real estate in this game. And if so, that's just really sad. Like, actually, honestly sad. Also, I should really figure out where I have to take the random head that's in my inventory. Because I am just carrying around a guy's skull, because when I killed him, it gave me the option to take it and then labeled it as a quest item, so... Oh, wait. If that's it up there, that actually looks kind of nice. Well, that does look really nice. Okay, which setup do I have on right now? Hey, another druidic shrine. Let me give you a random piece of, like, animal parts, and you can give me fancy armor. Have a brain. Oh, fuck. Hi. You won't be my doom, but I have to be able to get up to you before I can be your doom. Okay, where'd you go? There you are. Hi.
You'll pay for that.
So, other thing I learned, playing earlier. Hi!
Remain vigilant. Show me what you're made
is that apparently there's a weak and a strong version of most spells in the game. The weak version you can just kind of cast
You are nothing
quickly and efficiently and whatever. So this is that fireball spell from the island, just cast quickly, and it doesn't have a drop off on it.
You're no match for me.
No, I am. I just need to not be getting hit. Also, I keep looting skin off people, and I'm not sure why. But the game keeps giving me the option to. So... I assume... Oh shit, the night's getting weird on me again. I need to equip something in my left hand when I've got that blood seal spell. We'll do my other hailstone. Potions for this, aren't I? Okay, let's down a mana potion. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Hey, you're not allowed to heal. That's my move. And you're not allowed to use spells either, sir. There's a hierarchy of powers here, and I'm in it, and you're not. You had an enchanted set of stuff. Neat. What about you? You have skin I can steal and nothing else of interest. Aw, that's a cute little bedroom. This feels small. So tap cast for quick single target fire bolt. Hold cast for slow AoE fireball. Slow AoE heavy fireball. So for a point of contrast, that goes exactly where I'm pointing. That drops to the floor. With a different example, my frost spell you've seen me using. Straight there. straight there with a small explosion. And a much higher chance of freezing people in place. Also, it's super evil weird o'clock outside, so I'm gonna go to sleep. Wake up well rested, and then go explore some more. There's a second floor to this house. At least from the exterior. Ooh, diggy site. But yeah, also means I can just do this. There is something tremendously satisfying about... That's not copper ore. Oh, that was copper ore. Okay. I know, I need to actually go to sleep to be able to take points and things. At which point, I guess I have to take points in endurance, which will at least increase my carry weight, so... Alright, Mr. Castle. Oh, you're filled with the drowned. Right. Fire magic doesn't do super well on the drowned. Oh, dead guy. Next to some mushrooms and a sack. I'll happily take your coin, sir. I may need an absurd amount of it to buy a really dingy shack in town. Hitboxes in this game are a little weird. Yes, I have points available. Yes, I know I need to be at a bonfire to be able to use them. Am I in the drowned village? Would you stop dodge rolling? What the hell just happened? Why does that drowner have cooler magic than I do? Nope. Leave me alone. Long enough for me to regenerate enough magicka to be able to do things. Ugh. I am kind of over here cosplaying as Briarheart, yes. And yes, I am in fact in the Sunken Village. Maybe there's something fun to find here. Okay. What's over this way? Alchemy station! Cool. I no longer have brains. Which is not a statement that could ever be taken out of context. Definitely not. I has brains again. Okay. So that's the village, which I definitely still need to do more looting in. But this carries me across to what was probably the keep at one point, I'm assuming. Unless that was the keep, because it does have big-ass sentinel statues outside of it. Dead guy. More keeper's tags. I still don't know what I'm supposed to do with those. I have a ton of them, though. Okay, what's the deal with this place? You had lockpicks, implying I probably am going to need them in here. Alright, where are we going? Oh. That probably isn't a good sign. Especially since I can't hurt them. This is a terrible idea. Hello? Huh. Okay, then. Can I at least tell you? Okay. So what do we have to do to make creepy prayer guys mortal? Scorching Pathway and Summon Keeper. Yes, but it's not a particularly helpful Skyrim compass. Because, like, half the quests I have don't have quest markers. So it's really still a lot of guesswork about where you're going, and undiscovered locations are just shown as question marks. which doesn't give me any indication as to whether it's a good location, a cave, a come here at your own peril kind of location. Am I over carry weight? I am. From what? Well, that's just a straight up improvement over what I'm currently wearing. I'm not selling any of the knight's stuff because I just imagine that'll sell well when I get back to town. It's the thing, I really don't. You know what? You know what? There is a solution here. Doing this. Oh, I also have a horse. But riding the horse is janky and makes me nauseous. So, Arthur, I would like to level up. Endurance, please. Because I need it for druid gear. Sorry, I meant I'm not dropping any of the knight's gear because I imagine I'll want to sell it. But I suspect you knew that's what my brain was thinking. Spirituality. I put a couple points into the wands tree just because it gave me some extra fun stuff. Oh, jeez. The combat tree is just so nice. Because stunning people with spells sounds like fun. Okay. Okay, thanks, Arthur. Was the gong already here in your time?
Perhaps. I cannot say for certain. My memory remains too clouded. It seems familiar. I do not feel my soul bound to it, but I know our path shall lead us here, one way or another.
To the gong dropped by the old guy on the island?
Beyond this gate. Something ancient. That much I know. We'll find the truth soon enough.
From the gong that spawned from the old guy. I'm so confused. fine. If the air's thick with weirdness, I'm not even gonna bother trying to sleep through it because the game's just gonna wake me up because the weirdness will be active. You're not a friendly, are you? You're not. Oh good, I leveled up again. I can go pester Arthur some more in a bit. Where? This way. And the weirdness is a thing. Nope, 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 nope. Been to this shrine before, which presumably means that me trying to interact with it isn't going to work. Correct. Good. Oh, also I commented at how something was a straight up improvement over the amulet that I was wearing and then didn't actually equip it. You know what, we're going to take off the ring of 5 more HP and put on the ring of carry 25 more things. For now. Just because carry weight keeps being a problem. Weird area. And a not weird area. Okay, I need to get back to what's her face. Does have a little balcony. It might not actually be the worst place. The thing is, I have no frame of reference for player homes in this game.
Oh, there you are. Look, darling. It's the lovely mercenary I hired to clear out that seaside estate I told you about.
You did what?
Well, you told me to deal with it, so I did. You didn't expect me to just sit on my hands while surrounded by unwashed fishermen, did you?
Look, I'm sorry about my wife. Whatever she told you to do, forget about it. I'll pay you for your trouble.
Oh, but I already did it.
Trust me, I can imagine. Unfortunately, she often gets lost in her enthusiasm. We weren't, at least I wasn't planning on staying here any longer than necessary. We have no need for an estate.
Well, that's your opinion. One I simply do not share.
But I have already done what she asked me.
Oh, that's wonderful. I can start planning the welcoming banquet. I'm thinking sea foam made of spun silver, dancers dressed as alluring sea creatures.
In what space?
And who are you going to invite? The crabs? None of your friends from Camelot are going to come all this way just to have dinner, are they?
Dear gods, Duncan, you're so plebeian. Of course they will come. Besides, there must be some important people here. Weren't you just talking with them? You can invite them too.
Good luck with that. Are you sure that the place is safe now?
Well, I murdered everything that was there, so as safe as it can be.
That doesn't exactly build confidence.
Oh, nonsense, Duncan. Why must you always be so malcontent? Try looking on the bright side every once in a while, will you? I, for one, am simply ecstatic to start decorating our new nest. Trust me, when it comes to home decor, my tastes are unparalleled. Now, Duncan, please be a dear and pay the nice mercenary so we can be on our way to our new residence.
Joy, here's your money. Have a nice day. At least one of us will.
Oh, and do come visit us once we're all settled. I wouldn't mind some company amidst all this dreariness. Truly, there's so little to do here in terms of proper entertainment.
Okay. Oh, you know, there was something I needed to do, well, aside from the usual while we were at camp. I feel like you're just going to be dead when they go back over to the house. They might be. But in that case, free house, question mark? Don't know how those work exactly. I might try equipping one just to see. This is a stupid question. Can I build a bonfire inside this person's house? No. Okay, what other quests do I have? Unforgettable. The world is silent. Ooh, letter describing the heresies that happened at the island asylum. Okay, where do I have to go for this? Okay. So, see what I mean? That, like, I have a quest that I'm tracking that appears nowhere on the map. So I guess I'll go do the Silk Road, because at least that's on map. Right, the world's still currently coded in everything sucks. Ooh, money. go back over to this island. Because this island, if I keep going straight out across here, is where the guy was. Who left behind a gong that prompted a conversation with Arthur about a gong. And Guy McDude's the guy still isn't here. Now I really wish I'd exhausted all the dialogue options, but I was like, I don't need to. There'll be time. No, Willow, there won't be time. Hi, what are you? Oh god, seriously though, what are you? Right. I was told weird spawn get scary. Essence of fire. No. That's one down. Nope. Nope. Okay. Well, the good news is that's enough ethereal cobwebs to be able to put this nightmare to bed. And to identify the things. Yeah, I know. I've got to get in the habit of uncrouching once I've been swarmed. Again, I needed Arthur's help to be able to identify a hammer that had a brain and a gem stapled to it. How dumb is my character? I need more stun. Let's end the weird. That's fair. My character's at least dumb enough not to know what a brain is. That is true. Offensive, but unfortunately also true.
We may be in for a fight.
Hello? I'm being shot at by, oh, a guy who was behind me. Listen, friend, if you hadn't started this...
Your armor won't save you.
Yeah, and your bow won't do much to save you either, friend. Get on the ground.
I will be your downfall.
I think you'll find, sir, I was quite literally the reason you fell down. But to be able to get to you, I do have to run all the way around this rock. And you do have friends, which could be a problem. Well, not anymore. Let me just steal all your health. Thanks.
I'll get you back tenfold. You're forced to my soul. 'Tis just a flesh wound.
No, it's not.
You're forced to my soul. 'Tis but a scratch.
And you're dead. Oh, you even had poisoned arrows. The fact that you weren't able to kill me is kinda sad. Okay. Real talk, though. I do need to kill these deer. I found a shrine a while back that was willing to offer me more movement speed if I gave them 3 antidote fragments. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, it looked like this, but instead of a wolf, it had... I don't have 5 wolf claws. Excuse me, Mr. Wolf? I need your claws, please. You only had a pelt and did not have claws. Do I have 5 wolf claws now? Okay. I probably can't kill this bear. But let's try killing this bear. Okay. Probably not worth all the effort for that little experience, but... I'm sorry, I killed the bear so a red cap shows up. Excuse me. I just killed a bear. You think I can't kill you? And the game won't tell me how to get to... Oh no, the game will tell me how to get to Ornlaith. No. Wolf! Pause, please. Nope. know what I just healed. It's probably not the best idea to heal things when you don't know what you're healing, but... When have my poor choices in video games ever come back to haunt me? Oh, hi. You look like a place I can go into. This is how I end up over carry weight. In every game I play. Hello?
Who goes there? Are you the one responsible for all that racket? People are trying to rest in peace, damn it.
They attacked me first.
You have to forgive them. They're a little disoriented. Waking up in this way is like coming out of a thick fog you've been wandering through for days on end. Dulls the senses, clouds the mind. Terrible for coordination.
Okay. Who are you?
My name's Huardok, and I am the keeper of this place. I look after the dead, or at least, I try to. It used to be much easier where they stayed in one place. Now I need to keep making sure they don't stray too far from the cemetery. But I'm not complaining. A little exercise is good for the body. Dead, alive, what's the difference?
A pulse, for starters.
I always have been, and I always will be, until the day I'm released from my service.
Uh-huh, and how long have you lived here?
Told, I'm not quite sure. Has it been a long time since the wave came and swallowed the village? That was when people stopped coming here. It's like the sea washed away the memory of this place as well. I don't remember much of what happened afterwards. I must have fallen asleep for a while.
Okay.
I know everything that happens here. If you're looking for some juicy gossip, Beggar from the third row south still has no idea where her husband is. They were supposed to be buried together, you see, but he never showed up. The scoundrel. Everyone here thinks he got remarried and chose to rest with his second wife. Not me. I think he probably...
Am I really gossiping about the skeletons in a graveyard?
Oh, that would be Master. He's been at his experiments again, I'm afraid. Getting the folks around here all agitated. Putting them back to sleep again is going to be such a chore.
Who is Master?
Master is Master. He commands the dead. I don't know much else. I'm here to serve, not to ask questions.
Okay, what kind of experiments?
Dunno. Usual. Glowing chalk, candles, and dead bodies. I even saw some new faces recently, but they didn't stay long.
Where is he now?
To betray his trust that easily? We barely know each other. I wouldn't tell you even if I could.
And you serve him because?
It's my purpose. The sole reason I was brought back. That has never changed. Just as I haven't. But I'm happy where I am. The dead need company too, you know. The folks here were forsaken by the living. At least I can make sure they're not lonely.
I mean, in a weird way, that's kind of sweet. But I'm probably going to have to kill you after I kill your master. Where's the key to the crypt? Oh, I don't have to kill you to get it, do I? Well, the good news is once I open this door and then close this door, he can't follow me because I have his key. He was such a delightful undead, too. I kind of feel bad. Not bad enough to not do it, but still. Oh, hi. Bye. This isn't an Elder Scrolls game. It's just Elder Scrolls-like. Oh, I need an inner crypt door to get in there. I'm still not convinced these statues aren't going to come to life and try to kill me. Then again, I spent all of Fallout 4 thinking the mannequins were going to come to life and kill me at some point. Oh, lots of corpses. Hello. Oh, you know what? That makes me feel better. Thank you for the validation, game. Oh, God. Let's see. I imagine ice might be more effective against stone sentries, given how rock tends to be non-flammable and all that. That is a fair point. Do either of you come to life? Yep, you do. I can steal HP from statues. That's fascinating. I don't understand how that works logistically, but I'll employ it to keep myself alive. Huh. How? No. No, just be prepared anytime I'm detected walking past statues, I think is going to be my solution. So you're probably the master, right? You're it. I am sorry, Yoris, but your undead minions are getting in my way. So you... The dead are supposed to obey. Supposed to, yet I've learned through painful experience. And that some grow rebellious. A whisper of their past selves, a flicker of defiance. It's enough to make any necromancer uneasy. So I sought a solution. If my minions insist on turning against me, why not make their remains my shield? Bone, after all, is sturdy, and with the right bindings, it holds enchantments well. Ribs become pauldrons, spines reinforce a cuirass. Skulls add an extra layer of protection, silent, obedient, and most importantly, incapable of rebellion. Binding spells keep the armor from attracting restless spirits. A simple sigil of dominance ensures that no lingering essence remains. Now, when I raise the dead, I do so with confidence, and if one of them turns rogue again, well, I'll simply repurpose them into something more useful. You have lots of spells. Including the spell Skeleton Army. See, this is the kind of shit that made necromancy illegal in Cyrodiil. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what those spells do. Spells? Nope, that's readables. Spells. Okay, so Soul Savage I already had. It basically lets me sacrifice my summons for mana and or HP. Then this is the new one, Summon Keeper. Orders your summon to attack a specific target or summons a keeper to fight by your side. Okay. Then I have Scorching Pathway. It's an area of effect. Really high mana cost. Creates a horizontal burning wave of fire which pierces through all targets, increasing in width and damage through the long Through longer charging time. Requires 12 spirituality. I'm not even spiritual enough to cast that. Summon Grintilo. Summon Corpse Eater. Okay. So the Necromancer helmet is more max mana. And the robe is mana regeneration. By 5 times. 5? Yeah, 5 times as much as my current druid robe. Then the Skull Staff on mana, increase mana shield by 10% on a hit, restores 10% of damage dealt as mana. Nope, I like my Essence Channeler much better. Hold cast to summon, tap cast to paint, to basically point out a target. Let's see. Is there a way out this way? Oh, but there is some wolfsbane. Oh, wait. This might be a way out, if I can get jumping to be kind. Aha! The undead evil things that want to kill me. Oh, hey. More keeper tags. Okay, so that overlooks that room. I assume this is some version of the Bethesda back door. Oh, god damn it, I just got a free version of my magic stick. I paid like $6 grand for my fancy magic stick. Actually, I don't think it was $6 grand. I think it was 600, but still. I never got an inner crypt key. I want to go into that room. Open the door.
that. He must have been surprised. People like him tend to forget that it can happen to them too.
What'll happen to you now?
I guess I'll do what I always do. Clean up, put everyone back to sleep, and then take a little nap myself. Someone will come along again sooner or later. We can't have them seeing such a mess, can we? Well, this master wasn't the first one. I'm sure he won't be the last. This place is very popular with their kind for some reason. And they always leave it in such a state. It's not like it would hurt them to pick up a few bones and put them back in place.
So, I guess this is goodbye?
Seems so. But before you go, I have a small favor to ask. As you can see, there's quite a commotion around here. I'm afraid I won't be able to fulfill all my duties before I need to rest again. Could you take what remains of the Master and place him in a special crypt I've prepared? If you feel so inclined, a few kind words about him would be welcome. Here's the key. Well...
Oh, cool.
Goodbye, then. And thank you for stopping by. It was truly appreciated. Though we are dead, we still enjoy having a visitor from time to time. It's nice to be remembered, even if just for a little while.
I did see it had higher armor, but I think, like, I'm gonna be swapping over to a different set fairly soon anyway. I might need to go grab remains, but I want to see what's in here first. Dirag, the first of many. Ivan, his music would have made him immortal. Everything else was unnecessary. No arms. No army stays loyal to a tyrant. May they all know peace at last. Septos. He wished to raise a beloved, but chose to join her instead. May they both rest in peace. This is real creepy. I do think I need to go actually grab his body. Which would make sense. And it... Hi? Okay. Nothing to see here. At him. I do like that guy. He is chill, but the shrine to all the dead masters of the place is a little creepy. If, admittedly, somewhat endearing. Oh, I get to decide the epitaph. Despite his methods, his heart was in the right place. Rest in peace. Oh. I probably could have talked to him. He was a fool and a maniac. Thank the gods he's dead now. You're all welcome. He picked a bone with the wrong person. It was a grave mistake. I'll go with despite his methods, his heart was in the right place. I don't actually know. I know nothing about him. But... So I assume that was a spell that I now have 2 copies of. Explode a random nearby corpse, dealing damage and applying bleed to enemies in the area. But when you heavy cast it as a channeling thing, continuously heals you from a random corpse nearby. Interesting. So it's basically a stronger version of blood transfusion, question mark? But also, yeah, it is technically corpse bomb. Okay, I did the... Okay, bye. Alright, just because I'm curious. And because the game auto-equips the correct tools for the job anyway. Let's, dual wield vampiric corpse explosion. Oh shit, we're in a weird night territory. Well, there's a solution to this, and I needed to level up anyway, so... Endurance, so I can use the fancy set. And so I have more carry weight. And spirituality trees. Combat tree. Okay. What to to do, what to do. Shadow of the Horns. Nope, that's all main quest. I was doing Silk Road, I think, when I got sidetracked by what was going on in that tomb. Oh, I just realized it puts funky symbols on the backs of my hands when I cast spells. Or that one at least. I need your antlers. Your friend didn't have antlers to give me, so you'll have to do. I'm picking somebody's delightfully curated garden. I hope they don't mind. Okay, where are you? Ah! Hello? Excuse me?
Oh, a new face.
Who are you?
Mark, a hunter in the service of the Horns of the South.
Did you know there was a necromancer in the nearby cemetery?
No, but I suspected as much. There'd been a lot more undead shuffling about the area than is usual. I'm guessing you dealt with a necromancer then?
I sure did.
I've always wondered, do necromancers fear their own death? Or do they welcome it? I've never had a chance to ask. Well, thank you for taking care of the problem. You should report to Fergus at the keep. I'm sure he'll find a suitable reward for you.
Who's Fergus?
Well, he's the quartermaster of the Horns of the South. If you have business at the keep, you go to him. The captain is the captain, but Fergus is the one who runs the place. I suppose, since you... I might have another job for you. Well, a while ago, another traveler came through here bragging that he found a place where he could easily gather ethereal cobwebs. He was supposed to return with proof, but, well...
Who was he?
It's just a stranger who won't... There are those on Avalon who love...
I'll see if I have time.
Hand me a map. I don't know the exact location, but you should find it in this area. Good luck.
Okay. Back to... excuse me. The Mr. Outlaw. I am the only one allowed to interrupt the peace and quiet of people minding their own business. That is my right as a mage. And the person currently ferrying King Arthur's soul around. Hello? Are you a friend? New friend? Statue. New friend. Let me interact with the statue first.
Off the leash, are we? They must have had their fun with you. Who had you as their plaything? The judge? The druids? Some band of cutthroats? Ah, but it doesn't matter now that you're free.
How do you know something happened to me?
And you smell like death.
Rude.
I've seen people like you before. Broken, worn down, dragged through the mud. If you've had enough of it all, I could grant you an honorable death. In a proper duel, you lived like a cur, but you could die like a knight. Wouldn't that be just splendid? Just say the word.
And who are you?
Abigail, a knight. I swore my sword to my lady's will, and she kept me close until she had no more use for me. Now, I walk alone, but a shadow never strays too far.
Sure. Let's fight.
I'm more than happy.
You actually hurt. Ow. I might actually have to get creative to kill you. I didn't think you'd be that tough. And yes, Bio, I will concede your point that I did just walk out of a necromancer's crypt not even 10 minutes ago and then immediately exploded a corpse for fun, so smelling like death would be an accurate description, but still, you don't say that to a lady. You know what? You know what this situation calls for? Arthur power modes, activate. Heal, you son of a bitch! I can only do that once a day! That was very rude. God, I've made so many mana potions. But I had to kill him, right? Like, he did say he'd kill me. I mean, mind you, he offered me a meaningful death, but also, he seemed miserable. Like, I've given his life purpose in his final moments, and he is leveling my light armor. Unintentionally, but it is what's happening. your distance, sir. Well, that was fun. All you have is 34 money. And something called the Honorary Blade. Cool. Thank you for all your stuff. Let me look at what they do. So I'm definitely not strong enough to use it, but it does kind of look like Kylo Ren's lightsaber, and I'm here for that. Deals 100% more damage if the enemy's below 25% max stamina. Then your armor. Is neat. And made you tough enough to stand up to me for a while, so... You know, kudos. Good job. Is this civilization? Is this like a proper city? Oh my god, it might be. Yes, yes, yes. Why are you dead? Oh, you're just sleeping. Hey, wake up.
What's happening? In the name of the All Mother, what are you doing? I could have stabbed you.
That would have been your funeral.
I haven't seen you before.
No, more like I could have stabbed you and I didn't. You couldn't, you're so drunk you can barely hold your sword.
But we don't just let anybody in, pal. You need to have, things, proof. Things to prove you're safe. For Haven. Yeah.
Here, I have this pin. I was told I'd find safe haven here in the Horns.
I can't say I see it very clearly at this present moment, but it does look important. Very official. But I remember Fergus said something about all this, these emblems once. Oh, yes, I remember now. I welcome thee, ye royal person, on behalf of the keepers. You are a great friend to our own. Welcome. Please, speak with Fergus. He's our quartermaster. He runs things around here in the captain's absence. He'll greet thee properly. Have a pleasant rest of the day. Open it up, boys!
I really hope so. Okay, you. I have things to give you.
Oh, mother's tits. I've just about had it with this bunch of repressed virgins.
Okay.
Like you don't look like one of them.
A repressed virgin? No, but you seem angry.
Oh, do I now? You would be too if you had to deal with those sniveling morons when they're up to something. Don't look at me like that. You don't get as far in life as I have if you can't smell bullshit from a mile away. There's something fishy going on here. But I'll get to the bottom of it. And here's a brilliant idea. You're going to help me.
And am I? I might, but not for free.
Point, huh? Don't worry, I'll pay you. And who knows, you might even get a discount on my wares.
What do you need?
I just need you to go to Brandon and find out why that slime ball is pretending not to know I'm here. Tell him I'm waiting with his delivery. Although I'm pretty sure he knows this already.
And who's Brandon?
You don't know? He's the captain of this entire circus. I thought since they let you in, you must have an in with him. Turns out you know even less than I do. There's something going on, you know? They don't want anybody to know, but I can feel it. I've been doing business with the captain for years now. Then suddenly I found myself stuck here. They won't let me further in, not even to set up camp in the village. But they won't let me out either. Anyway, good luck to you. Come and visit if you need anything. You're back. Did you bring my goods?
I got your package from Nest.
That's the best news I've heard all week.
Payment first?
Oh. Ness got to you, didn't she? Alright. 100 coins should do it, right?
I did have to save your friend's life.
And I don't remember asking you to save her. I do remember, though, asking you to bring me this package without any concern for whether Nest is dead or alive. Not happening. Now that I think about it, since you managed to bring that package and Nest decided to ditch me, you might as well help with the next part of the job.
Which is?
My client, you know who, wants the package delivered to a specific place. Once you're there, you'll use these very special arrows I'm about to give you, and shoot the package from a safe distance. Regular arrows won't do the trick, and if you waste them before the job's done, I'll charge you for the next batch. These aren't gifts, they're tools.
What if I don't have
Oh, come
a bow?
What do you think happens when you shoot flaming arrows at a mysterious package? Think for a second. Anyway, whatever opens up in front of you, check it out, and then tell me all about it. If I were you, I wouldn't touch anything. But if some...
Does the captain know
What
about
does he
this?
care? He pays me to get the job done. How I get it done and whose hands do the work, that's my business.
Okay. So you don't really have anything interesting to me, but I can sell you some stuff. Let's see. You can have the skull staff I don't want, and this short sword, and my second copy of the Essence Channeler. And this Warhammer I don't need. Where's my pickaxe? Unblocked deals 20% of your armor as damage on... Nope. And since I don't plan on putting points into strength, you can have the Waning Ward as well. Okay. That weighs too much for me to even consider using it, because it would slow me down. Thorn helmet, I also don't need. And I'm probably not going to use the Necromancer helmet because I am working... Well, I'll hold on to it for now. You can definitely have that. I think the dual knight armor looks pretty sweet, so I'm hoping I can get like a mannequin in a house at some point, so I'll hold on to that for now. I need to be able to use these. I'm so close. I need one more level up, I think, and then I can start using this set. my gosh, I have a cape. I can't use it. This is literally the first cape I've come across, and I can't even use it. That's tremendously upsetting. Okay, also, what's your deal with you and Heffen?
Sweet all-mothers, you still whining about that contract? I want it fair and square. My offer was simply better, and Heffen's crap at negotiating. Besides, if you ask me, it's all just posturing. He might have lost the contract for his family, but for him, it was a clear win.
What was the contract
Trading
anyway?
with the keep in an official capacity. It means I don't just run this stand. I also handle orders from the captain and the quartermaster. It's a good deal, I won't lie. But it requires a lot of running around. I don't have time to twiddle my thumbs and make nice with the locals like Heffen does. Look, Heffen may seem dim, but he's a sly bastard. I'm not saying he lost on purpose, because I doubt that. But he didn't have to slink back to Connacht with his tail between his legs. He's got his little stall in the village, and he lords over it like a bloody king. Grouch that he is, he fits right in with the rest of those old codgers. Plus, he got his family off his back. All in all, I'd say he's doing quite well for himself.
Fair enough.
Luck's a fickle thing. Hope it's on your side today.
Okay. Who else is in here?
Oh, a new face. It's always
Nerd.
nice to see someone new here. Welcome. Yes, my apologies. Ever since breakfast today, I've been sort of... You see, all week I could live with all the bullshit that's thrown at us soldiers. But the longer I live, the more I realize there's not much to live, and I'd kill for a slice of that pie. As if it were that easy. And Rorik, the one we have here, well, he says we're soldiers, so...
I could try if you remember the recipe.
Sure, I remember it well. Here you go.
Mom's finest pie. How does one make pie? Onion bun. Mom's pie. Excuse me, sir. I have a pie for you.
Yes. Still tastes like shit. Exactly how my mother would make it. It's just what I needed.
You say so.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I really appreciate what you did for me. It's just that every time I doubt my service in the horns of the South, I need a reminder of why I...
To escape your mother's cooking?
My mother wasn't much of anything, to tell the truth. She always said I was good for nothing, that I should be glad she even kept me. And every day she'd bring back home a new uncle. Many of those uncles like to kick me out of my own house when they were drinking and getting. Then, when she'd sober up, got rid of an uncle, she'd bake me that pie. If the other villagers hadn't been feeding me, I would have...
Now you... so what happened to your mother?
I wouldn't know. When I left my village, I decided to never look back. So I just assumed what...
Yikes. Okay. That escalated quickly. So I could go into the garrison. General merchant lady.
Let me guess. Camelot, no? Timberwall, also no? So you're not from the north? Ah, of course.
You must be from Connacht. I should have guessed right away. So, who's in charge there now?
point.
I was just wondering what's going on out there. Here in the south, we have our own affairs. What happens out there in the world? Well, the news doesn't always travel up.
And they should. It's in our common interest.
You know, people are talking about rising unrest in the north, and a secret coalition preparing a coup at the highest levels of power. And that whole plague thing is just a tool to reach their final goal. The Red Priests are also trying to get something out of it.
Yes, King
To be
Arthur.
honest, it's not gone too bad for them. The Druids are out of the picture already.
Excuse you, I'm a druid.
Well, sure. They want to establish a new order on our island. And it's not clear who's involved in the whole mess.
Maybe. Maybe our captain is even involved. Hell knows. They have their people everywhere. Damn it, you could be one of them too. Although when I look at you, I don't think so. You have such a stupid face. With all due respect, of course.
You are just itching for me to kill you.
You see? It takes one to know one. And that means we're just pawns. Folks like us won't change anything. But we have to talk out loud. It suits them when everyone keeps their mouth shut.
And how exactly do you
That's the
identify
case.
someone?
Those sons of bitches are good at hiding. They kinda blend in and live among us. It's hard to tell if it's hideous magic or some other tricks.
Wait a minute. I'm not suggesting anything here. I'm just thinking out loud.
It doesn't make sense that the plague appeared just like that. Out of bloody nowhere? Hell no. It's a high-stakes game.
Power over us, of course. Over our bodies.
I mean, the crazy thing is he's probably not
over
wrong.
Avalon, over the whole... You know, I've been thinking lately. What if King Arthur is just a stupid fairy tale?
No, that
What
you're
if
wrong
the
about.
nobles and others involved in the whole conspiracy just made him up?
And, you know, one story for everyone. They drilled it into our heads. And drilled until it finally stuck.
Yeah? Don't tell me you're one of those fools that think that the Alma...
Exactly.
No, I don't necessarily believe the All-Mother exists. Although I've prayed at a few of her shrines and just been magically given items. But, no, I know Arthur exists. He's a ghost in my head. You know what? That doesn't sound great. Oh my god, let's read the notice board. Bounty, head of Sinan the Giant. Last seen in an abandoned village near the King's Road. Noticeable feature, admirable size. Okay. Wanted, the head of Silent Cilia, north of the sunken village, often wearing a black hood, wielding dual daggers. Countless crimes against the people of Camelot, including treason, murder, and robbery. Rusty is the one I killed. I already have his head.
Welcome! In the name of our eternally reigning Majesty King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Tables, I am obliged to inform you that fighting those who actively break the law and reject the rule of the crown. As Camelot's representative, I will be paying a bounty of 10 gold pieces for the death of each bandit roving the area.
Only 10?
As adequate proof is provided. I also recommend checking the bounty board.
The
for
house is
information
20
on wanted
freaking
criminals,
thousand!
especially those considered particularly dangerous. Please, state your business. Really? You fought bandits and killed them? Again? You really... Incredible. You were born good. There's an ogre, a really nasty son of a bitch, holed up in a nearby brook. I've heard that one swing of his hammer can turn a bear into a... As you can imagine, the keepers aren't too... If by some miracle you manage to kill it, you'll bring me the ogre's shiny eye as proof of the kill. Oh, someone finally checked out the notices I was posting on the board. You managed to kill Rusty Argo? Well, well. A few months back, he supposedly took out a high-ranking red priest. So the big shots of Camelot were eager to see him dead. But it was you who finally pulled it off. And from what I hear, he was a tough bastard, surrounded by a gang of killers. Congratulations, and here's your reward. Go, the hunter waits. Oh, hey, before you go, I can see the bloodlust in your eyes, you know. It takes one to know one. So here's something. If you're seeking scum to slay, you'll find bandits in the ruins of a merchant settlement nearby. It's worth visiting if you haven't already.
Okay.
It's nice to have a break.
He who first set foot on Avalon under Arthur's command. He was he who forged a path for the king and his loyal subjects, glory and honor to the founder of the Horns of the South. Oh! Arthur wants to talk to me. Let me find a secluded place to create a bonfire where people won't see me talking to a ghost in my head. And then after our conversation with Arthur, I've got to go over to my parents because it is Erica's birthday dinner weekend. Sorry, Elle's birthday dinner weekend. Do you know Seawall personally?
Seawall. He was the first to set foot on Avalon, not me. He decided that if anything were to attack us in this strange land, he would shield me and take the first blow himself. I remember loyalty. A fierce, unwavering loyalty. To me and to Avalon. He must have been someone I trusted deeply. Perhaps as we move forward, more memories of him will come back to me. For now...
Well, technically her birthday's on Tuesday, so Thursday stream next week would actually be closer to her birthday than today, but I will tell her happy birthday for you. Tell me what the Horns of the South were like in your time.
Ah, the Horns of the South. The crown jewel of these lands. We had barely laid the foundations of Tintagel when Seawall and his men had already built
leave
a
my
lighthouse,
feet alone.
eager to guide our ships to them. He always had a competitive spirit. Of course, it helped that he took every sailor from the homelands with him, along with a handful of knights, so they could learn from one another. And thus, the Keepers of the South were formed.
Hello.
I decreed that every sworn keeper would stand as an equal to a Knight of the Round Table. I doubt they still honor that law. But I am glad to see the keepers grown. In my time, there was only a lighthouse and barracks.
Alright. Well, on that note, save the game. With the save title of No gongs this time? Question mark? And until the next time I sit down to play, I will catch you later.